In this video, we explore whether Google's AI overviews are disrupting search engine results, particularly their impact on Google's product listing ads. If you run a small e-commerce store, like a clothing shop, you might be wondering how to stay ahead as generative AI reshapes the landscape. Let's dive in. It's a challenge many e-commerce site owners have been grappling with since AI overviews started rolling out last May. The biggest concern? Google's generative AI summaries now appear right at the top of search results, potentially cutting into website traffic. If users can get answers to their questions without ever clicking on a site, businesses could see a significant drop in visitors and ultimately, sales. But here's the thing. While this shift may seem alarming at first, I don't believe the disruption will be as severe as some fear, particularly for e-commerce stores. In fact, AI overviews could present new opportunities to climb the rankings and drive engagement in different ways. That said, the landscape is still evolving. Tools like ChatGPT and Microsoft's Copilot don't yet provide direct source links in their responses, but they also aren't being used for search as widely as Google, at least for now. So, how can you adapt and stay ahead in this changing search environment? Let's get into the strategies that will help you thrive in the age of AI-driven search. First, let's look at some key research. A study by BrightEdge, reported in Search Engine Journal, found that AI overviews are becoming more stable and are aligning more closely with organic search results. What does that mean for your business? Well, the websites cited in AI overviews often appear within the top 10 search results. Essentially, if your content ranks well organically, it has a higher chance of being featured in AI overviews as well. For example, if you searched how long to bake a loaf of bread, AI overviews would typically pull its answer from top-ranking baking websites, those already appearing on page 1 of Google. And here's the interesting part. AI overviews don't just provide text-based answers, they also include citation links that direct users to these sources, reinforcing the importance of high-quality, relevant content. So while the introduction of AI overviews has changed how search results look and feel, the core ranking principles haven't actually shifted. Google is still prioritizing well-structured, authoritative, and useful content. Now, what about Google's product listing ads or PLAs? How are AI overviews affecting those? When AI overviews first rolled out, it wasn't clear whether PLAs would be impacted. But in October, Google provided more insight into how this will work. Take this example. A user searches, "How do I get a grass stain out of jeans?" Google's AI overview appears at the top, summarizing different stain removal techniques. But now, beneath that summary, Google is starting to insert a carousel of relevant products, like stain removers, that match the user's query. This means that if you're running paid product listing ads, your products could start appearing in these AI overview responses. So, what's the key takeaway here? Google is still prioritizing valuable, high-quality content, and AI overviews aren't eliminating the need for websites. In fact, they could even help drive more engagement, especially if your business ranks well organically and you're using Google Shopping ads strategically. Now, if you're running a small e-commerce store, let's say you sell clothing, you might be wondering, will AI overviews compete with my product pages or impact my ads? It's a valid concern. But here's some good news. Research from Href suggests that most AI overviews aren't actually competing with e-commerce content. Hrefs analyzed hundreds of thousands of search queries that triggered an AI overview. Their findings? The vast majority, over 90%, were informational searches. Think who, what, where, when, why types of queries. Less than 6% of these searches were commercial, and only about 5% were transactional. This means AI overviews are primarily answering long-tail questions, like how to style a bucket hat, rather than competing with direct product searches. But if someone searches just bucket hat, they won't get a generative AI response. Instead, they'll see traditional search results, including product listing ads and organic e-commerce pages. So, what's the takeaway? AI overviews aren't replacing e-commerce results. If your store sells physical products, your main traffic sources, Google shopping ads and organic rankings, remain unaffected by generative AI summaries. But this doesn't mean you should ignore AI overviews altogether. In fact, they can present opportunities to increase visibility and build brand authority. But how? The answer? Stick to the fundamentals, because the core principles of SEO and content strategy haven't changed. My first tip might sound a little boring, but it's the most important. Keep following best practices. I know it's not flashy, but creating useful, original, accurate, and reliable content in line with Google's helpful content update is still the best way to rank. Here's the proof. Over half of the sources cited in AI overviews already rank in Google's top 10 organic results. That means producing quality content is still key to getting visibility, whether in traditional search or AI overviews. If your store specializes in fashion, focus on providing valuable insights that AI can't easily generate. Think personalized styling ideas, seasonal fashion tips, or guides on picking the right hat, jacket, or jeans for different body types. These kinds of niche, expert-driven insights make your content more valuable to both users and search engines. Next up, let's talk about e-commerce hygiene. Yes, it's not the most exciting topic, but it's absolutely essential. Keep your product schema updated and accurate. Provide detailed attribute tables that clearly communicate what your products are about to search engines. These small details help feed the algorithm and make your website more likely to appear in relevant searches. For product detail pages, or PDPs, focus on unique product descriptions. Don't just list specs. Highlight what makes your products stand out. Talk about the design, the fabric, the inspiration behind it, or styling tips. These are the elements AI can't fully replicate yet, and they give your store a competitive edge over competitors using generic descriptions. Speaking of AI, while it can be a helpful tool, human curation is still crucial. If you want to describe new products, features, or trends, you need a human touch. AI can assist, but it shouldn't replace expert insights and unique perspectives. Use AI as a tool, but make sure your final content reflects your brand's expertise, voice, and originality. Search is going through a massive transformation. AI overviews are changing how people interact with search results, but they're not making e-commerce sites obsolete. By sticking to best practices, optimizing your content, and ensuring a human touch in your messaging, you'll continue to attract traffic and convert customers, even in an AI-powered world.